It's time for Focus Forward, sponsored by Invest Grand Bahama. It's Grand Bahama's best talk show, highlighting all of the positive things happening in Freeport.
Look forward to our special guests each week that will tell you about events, activities, and initiatives that are making a remarkable impact on our community.
You'll also hear from local business owners and get a heads up on deals and special promotions. It's time to Focus Forward. Hi everyone, and welcome back to Focus Forward. We are so delighted to be here with you today, especially this lady. Aren't you excited? You look really, really nice in pink.
Thank you. Tell me again.
This is a lot. I just want y'all to know this is a lot.
Special glasses
You look
today.
very nice with your beautiful glasses. I see that. You have the ponytail today, so the hair is a little bit different.
Pony.
Who do we want to thank for that?
Of course, visible changes. Wanted to make sure I have a visible change. Do I look changed?
Yes, you do.
Okay.
And
So
I love it.
visible
I like
changes
it.
Did it.
It's very nice.
And you see my glasses?
Yes.
They borrowed.
Who do we thank for that?
We don't thank nobody, but they borrowed. Because if I didn't have something, I wouldn't be able to say what we're talking about today, or barely the people on the table.
Okay.
So, but there's
All
something
right.
there.
Well, thank you, Visible Changes, and whoever she borrowed the glasses from. We're so excited to have you, Alex. So I'm Glendia, Sweeting, Manager of Quality Assurance at the Grand Bahama Port Authority, and I'm joined by this lady in the beautiful pink with the borrowed glasses, Alex Thompson, who's the Director of Public Affairs of the Downtown Freeport Business Association.
The best association in Grand Bahama.
Okay.
Continue.
Okay, and they're downtown, right?
And downtown.
Okay. All right. So we want to have a really, really good show today. And of course, we decided to do something just a little bit different. We wanted to invite an organization to come to talk to us about the philanthropic work that they do throughout the city of Freeport and give them a great spotlight. And I believe we would have selected one of the best organizations. I'm just saying one of. I don't want anybody in the studio to get mad at me because I know we have some other organizations represented here. But one of those organizations is here. Nobody brought food today. Somebody please tell Alex, eat before the show.
So they may not be the best organization, but anyway.
Okay. But we will see how those things go. So Alex, what's been going on?
What's been going on?
Yes, in Freeport.
Did you not know?
Tell me.
Okay, so let me tell you what's been happening. We had the opening of a new art exhibition at Mosaic. If y'all missed it, y'all need to go down and take a look. And I must say, from Mosaic has opened, they have done a phenomenal job at having different shows. So you have to go in because Freeport has an official art gallery for the creatives. Not just for art, but also if you want to do spoken word, different piece, it's available. Just contact those at the Grand Bahama Artists Association and those are part of Mosaic and make sure you have an opportunity to book that. We're also getting ready for the Children's Home charity event that's in November as well. You don't want to miss that. Then we also just had Oktoberfest in Freetown. Oh, that was a time, y'all.
Okay.
There's lots of things happening.
You know why I ask her? Because she goes to everything.
Not
literally.
everything. There's the things we can make it to.
Alex, everything I see with you on social media. Go ahead.
But if you want to keep informed about what's happening in the city of Freeport and all the investments, make sure you tune into our Facebook page, Invest Grand Bahama Small Business Bureau, also under the name Empowering Licensees, or you can go to the Grand Bahama Port Authority YouTube page and their webpage and find out more information. You can see us on ZNS, you can hear us on the radio station, but to find out when and where, you need to tune in. And just before we move on to our guest, I want to send a special shout out to Miss Alice. I don't have Alice's last name, but Alice pays attention to us all the way in Nassau. And she was actually at an art show featuring artists from Grand Bahama, and she recognized one of the artists because she was on our show, Focus Forward, because we internationally everywhere. And they also want to send a shout out to Victoria Wallace Wright, who's also an avid watcher, and she says she just loves us. We love you too.
Thank you.
Victoria said thank you for watching. And all of you who watch Focus Forward, we appreciate you. Tell a friend, share the information, because this is the only way you can find out what is happening in the city of Freeport, because we bring you the tea. Oh, I'm not supposed to say tea. We bring you the quality information.
The quality.
Quality.
Good stuff. Thank you so much, Alex. And we also want to remind you, November 1st is coming up. Of course, that is Conkman, right? And
Continue.
Alex is going to be out there. She is going to swim and she's going to bike. So come out there with your pom-poms so that you can cheer her on as she is on the road and in the water. We're looking forward to that, Alex. So let's get right along with the show. We want to welcome, I don't believe, not for the first time, the organization. This is not for the first time, but certainly the the first time, for some of the members that are joining us today, we want to welcome to the show the Rotary Club of Grand Bahama, Mr. Dave Mackey, who is the president. Welcome.
Morning.
Good morning. We also want to welcome past president of the Rotary Club of Grand Bahama and president and executive secretary. And she used to be my boss.
Used to be a boss?
Yeah.
Oh, I can't wait to talk to her.
She was one of the ladies who helped to mold me and grow me and groom me
molded you?
to help me to be what I am today. So
feel
very,
you
very
broke the
grateful to
mold.
have her around this round table. Mrs. Christine Vanderlinde, welcome.
Thank you.
Ooh.
And of course, we also want to welcome the Rotary Club Service Director, Mrs. Keldra Pinder.
Good morning.
Thank you so much for being with us today. And if we can get all the way into the conversation, we certainly want to start
Jump
with
right in.
you, President Mackey.
Yes, ma'am.
Give us some context, set the stage for us. Tell us a little bit about the Rotary Club and give us a little bit of history about where did this organization come from?
I'm going to let Christine do that because she's my mentor.
Okay, okay. That was all
And then,
of us.
and then I will continue back.
Sure, Mrs. Vanderlinde.
So it didn't start in your garage.
No.
Well, actually, it started in my kitchen. Seriously, it did. Some time back, I was contemplating leaving Rotary, and then I was summoned by the district. Drew Monahan and Lehia Corridor. They sat me down and they said, "No, we don't want you to leave. You know, we like how you work and your passion." And so it started there, that conversation. And then they told me that Rangan was looking at doing a club as well. So she said, "Well, y'all get together and maybe you can make something happen." Rangan then invited Malvise Capron, and I invited Jacqueline Russell. And I invited them to come to the house, and they sat around my table. Dave have proof of it in a video.
Kitchen table.
At the kitchen table
With food.
in my guest house. Yeah. Yes, I had lots
Where
of
I
drinks.
was not invited.
Well, the next time we do something, we're going to make sure you're there. We won't let you
Continue.
miss.
Told you
And
to go everywhere.
so we had a meeting there, and then it went on. You know, the four of us were Rotarians. In order to form a club, you have to have at least 20 people. So we started inviting people that we knew would be beneficial to the club and passionate about helping the community. Dave is one of them. They would then become the charter members. And from there we moved on, and to date we have 28 members.
Look at
Just
y'all.
Now, Rotary is a revolving door. We have had people come in and they go to other clubs. Not that they drop out of Rotary, but they move on for work. They go to Nassau, they join the clubs in Nassau. Rotary is about 1.2 million or more people involved around the world. And in the district, we are with 6990. And that district, it might sound kind of weird because there's seven. I'm going to get you all confused right now. 7020 is a zone in Nassau which covers the Caribbean. Now, bear in mind, our club is the only club in the Caribbean that is with the U.S. And that's because in the beginning, when they started Rotary, it was all expats and no Bahamians. And the expats wanted to keep their connection to Florida so that when they go back home, it'll be easy for them to transition into their clubs.
Okay.
And that is how we ended up with the club outside this zone outside of Florida.
That's 6690.
6990.
6990.
Yeah.
Write that down. I don't play
Five
numbers though.
different clubs.
Yeah, right now there are actually 7 clubs because we count the Rotaracts as well. There are 2 Rotaract clubs, the Rotaract
7 clubs in Grand Bahama?
Yeah, the Rotaract clubs are the younger group.
Okay.
And there's 2 of them, that's 8 Mile Rock and there's Freeport.
Oh, that's where I need to join, the
Yeah.
younger group.
No, you will be.
Not in this lifetime. But
I think it would be best if you join. And the Rotary clubs is Rotary Club of Freeport, Rotary Club of Lucaya, Rotary Club of Sunset, Rotary Club of Sunrise, and then there's the Rotary Club on the weekend, Rotary Club of Grand Bahama, that's us.
Okay.
We're the only one on the weekend.
Only one on a weekend, meaning what does that mean?
That means that you, during the week you have different hours that you can join a club. Like on
Oh,
Tuesdays, there's the Rotary Club of Lucaya, which is 12:30. and then there's the Freeport Club, and then each one have a day. We have a club locator, something called a club locator, that you can go into that, and if you're traveling anywhere in the world, you can pull it up, and then you will see the hours and where we meet of all the clubs around the world.
Well, you're special to be at
pretty
the Focus
interesting.
Forward Club.
Now,
We're
what
11
made
o'clock
it-
on Thursday.
What made this advantageous for us is that the club meets just 2 Saturdays a month, and we meet at 10 a.m. in the morning. Like you take the Sunrise Club, they're meeting at, was it 7 in the morning?
The sunrise is 7, 7 in the
So
morning,
that in a weekday,
which I hardly attend.
and with a schedule like what I have,
Too early.
I can't do it.
Yeah.
Right.
And Christine, she spoke with me late one night about Rotary. We're foodies and we talk about food and the stuff all the time, like what Alex likes to talk about. And she asked me about if I would be interested in Rotary, and I'd never thought of being a part of Rotary. And then the ladies, the 4 of them had held a meeting where they invited interested persons, where they reached out, and they presented a really different picture, which was great. And having the whole thing that happened with Dorian, you really felt the camaraderie and what Rotary was really all about.
So tell us a little bit about that picture and the objectives of the organization.
Well, what really pulls me into there is service above self. That is the mantra for Rotary. And being in an organization where you have what we call the 4-way test, is it the truth? Is it fair to all concerned? Will it build goodwill and better friendships? In the business world, it's dog eat dog. And so in this world, to be in an ideal situation, we're all human, so there's some challenges with that, because we're human. People make vows for marriage, and things go, it doesn't last. But we have the principles there, so it was really great for me having been, like, say, in a situation, being a band leader, for example. You have a lot of egos, and there's no rules, there's a lot of challenges. But being able to go back to the core principles of Rotary makes it really great. And for me, being president, I see the opportunity to make a better community, a better world, through the principles of Rotary, and which is why the type of meetings that I don't even use the word meeting. I'm coming from the marketing space. Meeting, is a boring word, so I use events, and so I plan everything as an event. And I also do, I believe in empowerment of people. I've worked with some of these motivational speakers and so forth. So I believe in the empowerment aspect, which is why we had that, we have the visionary funding gateways that we did. Because a lot of Bahamians, creative Bahamians, not just creative Bahamians, but Bahamians in general, aren't aware of the different avenues to get resources to make their dreams come to reality. And so in our first of the series, we had the Tourism Development Corporation, and we had Small Business Development Center. And so it was very packed, and people were quite amazed at the different avenues that they could get funding, grants. The next level is going to be, of that same series, is going to be with the security, it was the Security General, right?
Yeah.
The Bahamas Securities Commission, Neville Adderley, to talk about crowdfunding. People don't realize that we have crowdfunding that's not GoFundMe. And so, which is an avenue that I met him through the Chamber of Commerce, another great organization. He made some comments, and then I pulled him aside, and he gave the insight that Bahamians can actually, like the Tropical Gyro, that's a crowd-funded venture.
Right.
And so these are different avenues that people can advance themselves, carry their business into a franchise, and go to the next level. Now, I also incorporate the orange economy. I hope I'm not running too long. So the orange economy, because I come from that.
Right.
That's, my blood is orange. I come from that. And really, because people's attention spans are not like they used to. We spend our time doing this.
Right.
and you have to grab them quickly. So the structures of the meeting that I use, I would generally have more than one presenter to kind of add variety in it. And then I would have a performer in there that might sing, read a poem. We had Kavoy, who was one of our authors, Bahamian authors, as well as Keldra. And we had Wellborn Boodle,
And
who were
President
authors. And
Barry.
that was Bahamian Authors Beyond the Page. And it's to make people aware of all the talent that we have here. And give them a platform to actually even be able to present and sell their books, what they're doing. Because the orange economy, it's a multi-billion-dollar economy. And talents is a gift from God. You know what I'm saying? You don't have to have money to have talent.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? You need the resources to take that talent to the next level.
Yeah. And to give it to the world.
Yes.
To show
And
them what you have.
Yes, and on that vein, when I did my installation, I had T. Coakley from T Connection, I had KB, I had Simeon Ouden, I had the Cooling Waters.
Just a moment.
I had.
That was a time had then.
You were there.
It was a time had there too. It was a concert.
Yes.
Yes. I love it.
And really, the crux of it, the reason why I did it was really to generate some revenue for the schools, in addition to Rotary's core mission, which is to feed people and to help the needy and so forth. And the challenge, I was like, okay, well, how do I choose who we're going to do? And I said, well, Freeport's got talent. Okay, that's the Port Authority. You guys did that. And I said, I will just take those 3 winners and we will use them and help them, with what they needed.
That's
And
awesome.
so that's where that came in. Yeah.
So there's you talked about a few things in there. So I heard how you're supporting entrepreneurs or would-be
Yes.
entrepreneurs on the ground, trying to help them get not only information but access to people who may
Yes.
have capital or avenues in which they can take for capital. You're talking about helping people in the orange economy as well, Bahamian authors, and then you started talking about, you mentioned schools. Describe a time to me when Rotary, and this could be for anyone, when Rotary would have really touched people on the ground. For example, just a time where people just really needed some help. We know that Dorian was one of those times. Give us a little bit of, a little background on that, so that we can truly appreciate, how long your reach has really been over the years.
Well, I'm going to hand it to Christina, but I just want to mention that we have recently started an Early Act Club. We started that, and we've also started an Interact Club. And these are getting the young people into having the values to understand leadership, understand values, and of course the 4-way test, that applies to them too. So we believe starting at that young age, we're able to actually cultivate leaders and persons with the right values. And then I'm going to hand it over to my mentor.
Yeah, and so, and in Rotary, we also have the educational side. So we go to literacy. So we help the schools, like, read to the students, and we get books. Keldra did it in 1 year, and she'll elaborate where she got books for the children. I know when I was with Lucaya, we actually took books with Sky, I think it's Sky Bahamas, that was the airline at the time. They allowed us they flew us into Cat Island with a plane load of books to open a library in Cat Island.
I remember seeing that. I
Yeah,
remember seeing
myself
that,
and
did
Liz
that.
Knowles, we went down and we took the books and we opened up a library over there. So we are very involved with the students, mentoring the students always. There are several clubs on the island that raise for books for the students, backpacks. They do uniforms. We did 1 year, we did school shoes. We bought shoes for all the students, people who needed it. We gave out vouchers to the different schools. We found out from the principals who, we don't want to make anybody feel highlighted that you don't have. So we let the principal find out who all needed school shoes, and we gave them the vouchers to go to a particular store on the island, which was
That was JT.
John West.
John West.
yeah.
I want to give them a kudos because they gave us a big discount. So
Yeah.
John West was there partnering with us. And then Pat's Uniform, they always partner with us as well in giving back uniforms. so there's a lot that we do. I guess sometimes we just do it because that's what is in our blood.
That's what you
But
do.
we don't realize that we should publicize it so that when we do have functions, people realize that what we're raising money for is to come back to the community. In actual fact, we raise money through a foundation in the district. We, as personal monies, we send to the district every year. And what happens is they then put that into a fund, and then they let it grow, and then they say to us, well, you apply for a grant, and you'll get that money back. And there's two grants. There's the global grant and the district grant. The district grant is like 10,000. The global grant is where we would have to join up with another club internationally and do a water project, or do right now, one of our members, Stevana, she's in Honduras, and they're giving people in Honduras in the faraway mountains. She had to hike to get clean water to these people. So it's a lot, and even sanitary napkins, something that you would not think about, that we take for granted. There are children who have to stay home for 7 days.
Because
they cannot go to school because the girls are menstruating. So what has happened now is that we're taking that type of stuff to Honduras. You know, so
quite a bit going on, and not to stop you right there, Ms. Vanderlinda.
Okay,
I know there's so
okay.
much more that we have to talk about, but we
Yes.
have to take a quick break.
All right.
And then we want to follow up with you, and then of course we want to come to you,
With
Ms.
Kelly.
Pinder, as well, so that we can continue the conversation. This is really, really good. I'm learning a whole lot, and I really appreciate that. But just give us a quick minute. We will be right back, and you give us a quick minute as well. We'll be right back right after this.
Welcome to Freeport, the reawakened, the reimagined, the rebirth, the Renaissance capital of the Bahamas. Over $1.5 billion in investments. Marinas, cruise ports, downtown revitalization, residential developments. We're putting the city on the map. Want to know more? Just log on. Your future is only a click away.
Hi, everyone, and welcome back. So we're having a wonderful conversation here with the Rotary Club of Grand Bahama, and of course, we have the president, Mr. Dave Mackey, the past president, Mrs. Christine Vanderlinda, and we also have one of the directors of the club, Mrs. Keldra Pinder.
I just want to make sure that you remembered from the first half, he mentioned that they're foodies. And they like food
So I
too.
think that's all Alex remembered
I
from
just
the first
need to make
half.
sure they understand that.
I need you to remember
understood.
more
That you-
about Rotary
that you
than
know.
food,
So when they
please.
invite us to the dinner with the food, just so you know, they're on that, but you know.
and you can also join
Did you
us.
remember anything else?
So let me.
we can,
I know she can also join the Grand Bahama Wine.
I think she's already there.
Yeah, I'm there.
You're on it?
That's the
there.
Grand Bahama Wine and Dine Group.
Yeah.
Yes.
Facebook.
Yes.
Yeah.
Good
That's where I get some of the
stuff. Good
recipes
stuff.
from.
Okay.
But as we just before we broke, we were talking about Rotary and Rotary's reach on the ground, and we're going to pop right over here to Keldra Pinder. You know, you're the service director, correct?
Yes.
Club
Yeah.
service.
Club service. So tell us again. You know, we want to find out, where is Rotary reaching? Give us a little story of something like that.
So I had aspirations of joining Rotary for a while, but because most of the clubs were throughout the week, as was mentioned before, it was a perfect opportunity when the weekend club became available. And after Hurricane Dorian, that's when I was really enthralled by the work that they would have done. Having a devastating, harrowing experience in Hurricane Dorian, that solidified it for me. And I said, I want to be a part of this organization. And so coming in, I have already encountered 3 presidents, so Dave would be the 3rd. And it's just always refreshing to see what take they bring to Rotary. They put their own interests in it. And this year, of course, we are focused on the orange economy. And it's really good, not just for adults, but I do have a youth background, of course. And so we do a lot of work with the youth, supporting programs. He would have mentioned before that his installation was able to raise funds that we will use to fund the performing arts departments in the school. And so I'm so excited about that. So that event will possibly take place in December.
Yes.
We're looking to do it in December. Schools have provided their list of all of the instruments and equipment that they would need to really take their departments to the next level. So they each would receive $1,500 in funding. And so the carts are ready. We're going to be purchasing these items very shortly, and it's going to culminate with an event. Like he said, he doesn't use the word meeting. So everything is
An event.
An event. Yes. And so it's been an exciting year so far. The Rotary year is from July to July. So we kicked off this summer, and it's just been, jam-packed with a lot of good stuff.
A lot of events.
A lot
I
of
must
events.
interject right there that I must say you started off with an electrifying event, and I think you have kept the energy and kept the momentum going, and I think your title cause for this year is Unite for Good.
Yes.
Yes.
Unite for Good. So
Thank
it
you.
made an impact because I remember the theme, and even when attending the last event you had this weekend was also so enlightening. I even asked is this live streamed? Because the information is so
Yes, so
valuable.
good.
Like,
Well, I did record it, and so the plan is to actually release that along with the Bahamian Authors Beyond the Page. So all of those, we will put those out. It's just, well, you see how much all the running around I'm
Yes.
doing. So we're using a lot of technology too. So our meetings are not like any other meeting. I've got cameras and other multimedia sources around. And I want to mention too that, like at the last meeting you saw, I had a student there.
Yes.
Who I met, in my work as doing camera for RTV News. I get to see who the best are, and so this young 9-year-old attending the Bahamas Professional Women's Organization's 90 plus anniversary. I saw her singing the national anthem, and so right off from there, my mind was ticking. I want to have her, and give her that space, so that it's not just a one-off. She's able to to present that. At our very first meeting, there was the flag raising that week, and there was a poem that was written by Gia Pierre that was recited by Peter Gray.
yes.
It was amazing. And I said, well, he does it there, but you'll never hear it again. And so let me bring him in. So I brought him in. I brought in Tony Lowe to sing the national anthem and perform. I brought in Mathias Rigby. I brought in the winners of the Bahamas song competition, and Javon Hunt, Jens Sweeting, and at the youth march that they had in 8 Mile Rock, I've already eyed this young student who's the winner of the speech competition from St. George's High, and I'm going to have him come. He doesn't even know this yet. I'm going to reach out to them to have him at one of our meetings to give that speech. That presentation was just amazing.
And all of your meetings are recorded.
Yes.
So we'll have an opportunity, the public will have an opportunity
They will get to see it.
to see it again.
Yes.
All right.
yes.
So, Keldra, popping back over to you, what are some of the things outside of that event that you have in December? What are some of the things that we can expect to see Rotary doing? And also, if someone wanted to join, tell us, how was that process?
Okay, but just speaking of students as well, I want to officially thank President Dave for sponsoring Jack Hayward High School. Their art department is actually in Nassau now. They're probably on their way back, but we sponsored a trip, and the kids are having a phenomenal time at some big art show that they're having in Nassau.
Very nice.
So awesome. So the work is definitely ongoing. Future events, we're still waiting to hear, as he wakes up in the morning, he says, we're going to do that. So with Dave,
12 o'clock at night.
yes, you,
I don't
you
like
just
I
have
don't
to be
like,
ready.
Some people will do a whole schedule of the year. I don't do that because I believe that time changes. You have to be in sync with the times.
So where do you get
So-
that inspiration from, the motivation? Like,
Every day.
yes.
Well, yeah. I mean, I'm a very creative-oriented person, and I live outside of the box, and so all of these things they just come to me.
Right.
So when we had our club assembly, I had each member present what they're into, so we know, so we can really network inside the club and not just, bring people in. And so we've got a lot of talent there. We've got a lot of educators, and they spoke about some of the challenges. And the greatest challenge is that the parents most of the parents want to just leave the kids there and don't realize that they have a responsibility too. So we're going to have a symposium on that. We have a doctor who's also in our group, and she's spoken about the health changes and people waiting to the last minute when there's no hope left. So we're going to be bringing in doctors.
While you're on that subject, so that we can catch these two ladies, we go at classifications. So we need presenters and people who have that type of talent. So
Was that a
if
commercial?
you want to join, just catching up, speeding off of our president,
Yes,
So yeah,
And
it's
Keldra?
and there will be, because we had so many authors that were interested in Beyond the Page, Bahamian authors Beyond the Page. So we'll bring that back. We had one of the presenters was actually the president of Rotary International, who was also president of Doctors Hospital for 38 years. That's Barry Rassin. He was one of the ones who presented. And then I'm connected
and
to
we
a
have his
network.
book on sale too.
And I'm connected to a network of international presenters too. And actually, I spoke with James Dentley, who's worked with Les Brown
And Cara.
and his wife.
Cara.
And so I've done some events in the past. So I want to bring him in actually to do a whole speaker training. He has an amazing speaker training. And then he's got some other products that I'm still working with him on. Some
I need some
natural
speaker
products.
training.
Yeah, send the invite.
Oh yeah, he
My
is
host is
amazing.
always reining me in,
Yeah.
pulling me back. Like
Every
That's
day,
a
all
that's
the
a
time.
that's a 4-day that's going to be a 4-day event.
Yeah, and that's the power of Rotary. We can
So-
reach different people. Dave have contacts that he can pull in and really help the community.
Oh, I heard
We
of
have
Realizing that
and realize
internal
too. Don't
network.
forget now. Don't forget, and not to cut across Dave, but making sure we don't forget this. Every February we have a group that come in from the Fleming group
Oh, yes, I
that
want
bring
to
in the
get to
Rosani lens, and we have given thousands of glasses to people for free. Testing
Really?
and testing and glasses given to students, to old people. We asked the old folks home to come. Everyone that cannot
Yeah, and
afford
that's a big deal.
Yeah.
You know?
Glasses.
the
Because
sight.
But that's a big, that's a big deal because I know, just thinking about going
So
to do
much,
my
eh?
own test, the current optometrist that we have here is so busy.
Yeah.
Yes.
It took me almost
They
4
send their
months to
customers
get.
to us.
Yeah,
right.
They
it took
send
me
them
it
to
almost
takes
us.
4
a
months
long
to get an
time
appointment.
to get an appointment.
And so to
Yeah.
know that every February that is something that's happening, that's amazing.
It's around February, March. So once
Yes.
it comes, we'll
It's a
promote
great help
it.
to the
Yeah.
community.
Sounds like you'll be
Definitely.
back on the show again.
Right.
it sounds
So
like.
we're
If you
asking,
don't mind, maybe we can actually have
them join us on
yeah,
the
Randy
show.
Robb. He used to work at the airport. He was actually someone who worked here on the island
Okay.
Yeah.
and never
With
forgot the
Malvies.
Bahamas with Malvies Capron.
How could you forget
And
the Bahamas?
It was
We're unforgettable.
Malvies. Maybe
That's
you'll have
right.
Malvies and Rob come on and they can explain the whole process to you. And I'm sure your listening audience would be happy to know
The
when they can
invitation
come.
is extended.
Thank
Please,
you.
please do let us
I'll
know.
talk to them.
One thing
So that we
I-
can share that message.
One thing I want to mention is that we've been working with, there's a cruise, it's not a cruise ship, it's a ship that's equipped with a full dental facility with surgeons as well as for eye work and everything. And they can actually work on cataracts. We've been working feverishly to get this to happen. But we've been having challenges because they would do it, they want to actually provide care for more than 100,000 Bahamians. We've just been like up against a brick wall trying to get this to happen because the people want to do it, and maybe it's something that I can speak with you guys about from the port side. With people with cataracts and people with dental issues, to be able to have that taken well.
All the right people to the table. We'll have all the right people to the table. Well, thank you guys so much for sharing all of this wonderful information. Please come back. We want to encourage you as well. Make sure that you're following Rotary Club of Grand Bahama or Rotary.
Yes. We have we have Facebook,
Right.
and Instagram. Yeah.
Definitely want to let persons know, listen, this is where you can go to receive help, assistance. And it's not just food. It's not just a quick handout. It's
Right.
knowledge, it's education, it's the opportunity to be able to develop yourselves. And of course, I believe that there's an invitation for persons to probably apply to become a part of Rotary if in fact they're watching. And
Especially the
they are
men. We need more
interested.
men. Please,
Okay, more
Glendia,
men.
stress that for me.
I think you're stressed.
No, you stress it.
I
They
have
hear
to
you.
stress it. They'll hear Alex. They'll hear Alex.
So really,
Definitely.
empowerment
Yes.
is
Good
is a big mantra for me in our year, to empower people. A lot of the things that they're just not aware of. to shine the light on it so that they can reach their plateau, reach their goals.
Wonderful.
And Alex, you asked about the process. It's not difficult to join Rotary. You attend 3 consecutive meetings. Does it have to be consecutive?
Yeah.
And then there's an interview
Application.
process. And like she said, we look for classifications. We want people in all areas of the community. And so once you're successful, pay those dues and you can be a
Yeah.
proud Rotarian.
And the dues are not
I love
expensive.
that.
No,
They're
our
not
dues
expensive.
are not
Okay,
expensive.
well that's good to
know
know
you're
because
about to
people
wrap
think
up.
Rotary and they think money, 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 but it's
Well,
so much more than that. Well,
Yeah,
the money is
somewhere-
needed, right?
somewhere,
But it's so
yeah.
much more than that. We have to have that book, and we want to be able to have you come back so that you can talk to us about it a little bit. And again, another Bahamian author. I mean, and this lady is
In
so
our
well
club.
accomplished, and in the club. So this is some good stuff. Thank you guys so much for being with us.
Great.
And of course, I know that we will have them back again, and we're looking forward to speaking more with the Rotary Club of Grand Bahama, all of the great things that they're doing in the community. And I just have, I think, 15 seconds, but I just wanted to say, and I have to harp on this because I love the orange economy. The orange economy is really at my heart. And to see that the current president is putting such a focus on it. He doesn't know what's going to happen tomorrow because it's going to come to him with inspiration, right?
At 12 o'clock at night.
But we know it's going to be a great event.
Right.
And so I'm happy to see that he is using all of his gifts and talents and putting it into Rotary, and that's really important for everybody that's in the orange economy.
Thank you.
So, thank you. Thank you very much. So listen, we have so much more to talk about, lots of things happening within the city of Freeport. We have a special guest that's going to be joining us, and they're going to be telling us about their event that's coming up, so you have to support them, another licensee as well. So we will be right back right after this break.
My name is Coach Mick. I'm the director here at Sacred and Fit, where we offer boot camp classes, personal training, whatever your fitness goals are, we can help you attain it. Whether it's to lose weight, to put on muscle, whatever it is. We got the trainers here and the expertise to help you attain those goals. And the whole mission with that is, to provide a high quality service, right, with half of the price. So that's our competitive edge. We have a great community, we got great accountability. Whether it's a meal plan that you need an extra motivation, whatever you need, we got here. And we're located at City of Life, the old bowling alley, right this side of the building. You come in, you hear the music. Our boot camp classes are 5 a.m., 6 a.m., and 6 p.m., right? Any other time outside of that, it's personal training and small group classes. So you can find us on Instagram, Facebook, at Sacred and Fit. That's SACRED and FIT and Fit. Or you can send us a message at 807-5670. We'll love to get in contact with you and help you start your fitness journey.
Welcome to Freeport, the reawakened, the reimagined, the rebirth, the Renaissance capital of the Bahamas. Over $1.5 billion in investments. Marinas, cruise ports, downtown revitalization, residential developments. We're putting the city on the map. Want to know more? Just log on. Your future is only a click away.
Welcome back, everyone. We're having a fantastic day here on Focus Forward. So delighted to have you continue to join us. We talked with the Rotary Club of Grand Bahama in the top segment. And of course, now we have to switch gears because we need to come into our business segment today.
gears.
I just finished asking you, what did you have to drink today?
I was about to say, welcome back, welcome back, welcome back.
Yes. It's a part of the tone, not quite, but okay.
Okay, all right.
But yes, so we are in our business segment today, and we want to speak with one of our licensees from the Grand Bahama Port Authority who's been making waves here in the city
She's
of
a
Freeport
virtual
for
licensee.
many years, but she's still a licensee.
I mean, she
still
can
very much
virtually
making
be
waves
downtown.
within the city of Freeport. We can't put everybody in downtown. If we put everybody downtown, there won't be any space.
Downtown Freeport Business Association, we're always looking for new members. As Rotary was
Right.
shamelessly plugging for new members,
Okay.
the Downtown Freeport Business Association invites virtual business owners to feel free to join the organization and help us build the city of Freeport, starting from the heart of the city, which is downtown.
Okay. Thank you very much for that commercial. It's a really, really good one. So we want to welcome back to the Focus Forward show. Of course, every time she comes, she always shares something with us that's really important. It's always great to have Mrs. Laverne Gardiner from Hey Sis Empowerment and Resource Center for Women. Thank you so much for joining us.
Hey sis,
Hey,
I
sis.
am so
She didn't
happy
do
to
it
be
right.
here. She didn't do it.
I
Go
did it
ahead, Alex.
because you
Go-
two normally do that.
Yes, go ahead, Alex.
Go ahead.
Hey, sis!
Hey sis. Well, it
So
is
cute.
always good to be here. I'm excited to be here today. So, but first, let me say this. It is wonderful that we put out that the Grand Bahama Port Authority does offer a virtual business license. Just in case you at home thinking, I don't need a brick and mortar place, but what, I don't know, how, do they offer a license? So now you know. I'm living proof that the Grand Bahama Port Authority does offer business license. And if you were thinking, well, I'm a virtual licensee, how can I become a part of downtown? Because I'm not downtown. There's an option.
There you go.
You just need to speak with Alex and she'll make it happen. So it's a twofer. It's a twofer. But I needed just to say that just so that we were clear. You don't have to choose. You can do both.
Okay. there
But
you go.
anyway,
Best commercial ever.
there you
I
go.
didn't even have to say anything.
And you didn't even have to convince me or pay me for that. Free of charge. That's the best kind.
That's it. That's it. When you
But-
benefit, it's easy.
Yes, yes. So today I'm here talking about the Unstoppable Weekend happening November 8th and 9th.
Oh, hold on. Whole weekend.
The whole weekend.
Not a day.
Not a day.
Not 2 hours.
Not 2 hours.
Not a night.
We have
8th and 9th.
the 8th and the 9th. And we are excited to be offering the Unstoppable Weekend. Last year we did From Stuck to Unstoppable, and that was just Sunday.
Right.
We've expanded it this year to 2 days, and it's the Unstoppable Weekend. From Stuck to Unstoppable, the journey continues.
Oh, it must have been a
I
good
love that.
response from the crowd
It
for you to say
was-
we're going to do a 2-day event.
It was an excellent response. I can't tell you how excited still. I don't think that the magnitude of it is really sunk in almost a year later. But to have so many women in one room sharing a space where we were connecting, being inspired, learning, growing, I can't ask for more. So this year we decided we're going for a weekend. The 8th of November, that is our lunch. Now that is only for 50 women. So we are doing a specially curated lunch for 50 women on the 8th. That starts at noon.
Is it too much for me to ask what could be on the menu, eh?
Yes, it's too much for you to ask what's going to be on the menu.
I know,
but
but
it's a
continue.
lunch, right?
It's a lunch.
Thank you. I'm always
I
pulling her
need-
back. Thank
yeah,
you for
right.
pulling her back.
I need you to refocus. And so the lunch focus is about connecting, sharing, inspiring, growing as women. Connection is what we need. And so that is what we're focusing on that Saturday, and that starts at noon. And then Sunday is the main event. Sunday is the workshop. And the workshop focus this year is all about mindset shift.
Shifting the mindset.
Shifting your
Shifting the
mindset.
gear.
Absolutely. Because what I found in conversations and personal coaching and just talking, a lot of times what is holding us back isn't so much what's going on the outside. Yes, that does have an effect, so I won't minimize that, but it's not really the issue. It isn't the lack of finances. It isn't that you don't have enough support. What it is that the things that you are telling yourself, you don't believe fully in yourself. So you have a lot of negative talk going on in your brain. And it's telling you that you can't do this, that you're not good enough, that you can't write the book, that you aren't qualified to speak on this subject. And it's all of those things, and that is why you're not seeing the kind of movement that you would like to see in your life. You have the tools, in some cases. You have all of the tools. People have poured into you. They said, yes, Glendia, I believe in you. Go for it. When you start, I'm going to be there. 5 years later, you haven't started.
You can be there?
I'm going to be there.
You?
Yes.
For me?
Absolutely.
Continue.
You say it's the money. Boy, if I had the money, this is what I would do. But really, the money is a good excuse. Money is the lowest hanging fruit. What is really holding you back is with that conversation that goes on in your head nonstop. Because you've been doing it for so long, it just happens automatically. Have you ever experienced where you've had a great idea? You see it, you could picture it, you could envision it, and you think, yes, this is going to work. And 30 seconds later, you've talked yourself out of it. Why?
That's how I felt about breakfast this morning. Like I'm not cooking it.
It's the negative talk.
Agreed.
It's that mindset. And so that Sunday, we want to not only address those things that happens internally that holds us back, but we want to develop new tools. We want to retrain our brain so that when that negative self-talk comes, we stop it right there. Because what you recognize is that whatever you begin to confess, what you begin to say, your mind supports that. When you say, I cannot afford it, your mind says, yep, you're right, you can't afford it. And here are all the reasons why you can't afford it. You got a mortgage, you got a kid in school, whatever.
If I may push a pin right there, I'm sure as people are watching, the first negative thought's going to come to mind, another women's event,
Yes.
another empowerment. That's the first negative thought that's coming.
Absolutely.
So tell us why. Like, I mean, and let me just go back a bit. Why did you decide to start this organization, to start this movement?
I started Hey Sis Empowerment and Resource Center for Women because not only do I love to help women, help people, I recognize that there is a need. We still struggle with feeling and walking in being empowered. We talk it, we're very good at talking about it, but the execution is where we fall down. And I believe that it is my responsibility while I'm here, that that's my role, to help women to not just feel empowered, to not just feel good, but to actually begin to use the tools so that they see progress in their lives. And to your question of another empowerment, this is not another empowerment. This is not. This is about you being honest with yourself and doing the work.
And
So I
doing the work.
created another workbook. And this is the workbook that we're going to be going through on Sunday. Last year, we had a lot of speakers and they were great. They were phenomenal. This year, I want you to become inspired by your goals. Become inspired by the things that you want to accomplish. And so I want us to focus more on the workbook, going through what it is that we need to do to make sure that we see the progress that we really crave. We honestly crave that progress. We want to have it, but we have these things going on mentally that is blocking us.
I'm feeling your passion. I'm feeling the excitement. But, you know, I usually ask the hard questions.
That's okay.
Have you been there?
Absolutely.
Because how can you tell me that I can become unstuckable and unstoppable if I don't know if you have been there?
Well, I have been there. I have been there. I've been there in my life. This is how Hey Sis Empowerment and Resource Center started. It started because I was, and Glendia knows, I was at another place working, and I always like to explain, when I left, I didn't leave because it was a terrible work environment. There was something going on. I left because I knew it was time to leave, and if I'm honest, it was past time to leave. But all those limiting beliefs caused me to stay in a place where I know it was time to go. So I've lived that. I've lived the fear of taking the risk, because when I took the risk with no parachute, so to speak. I took the risk with no backup plan. I was leaving and I didn't have Hey Sis yet. I hadn't been working on Hey Sis, and now Hey Sis had come to a certain point and I was comfortable to leave. And I believe that God had it designed that way so that when I share with women that this is possible, I'm sharing it because I'm living it and I'm walking it every day. I have not arrived. We are all becoming, but we have to start.
She needed
We
a
could
test to
keep-
make that testimony.
Yes, we could keep the dreams in our journal. We could keep the goals in our journal and in our head and in our heart. But if we're going to see any progress, if we're going to impact, make the kind of impact, not just in our lives, but in the lives of other people, then we need to get going. We need to move. And in order to do that, we have to shift our mindset. We have to, and I never say, don't be afraid. But what we have to do is push past that fear. I'm afraid. I acknowledge that there is fear, but I'm going to do it anyway.
Do it afraid.
Right.
Do it afraid.
Put on your big panties. And
Yes, and do it afraid. Speak up. Show up for yourself. Show up for you like how you show up for everybody else.
Yes.
And because we're good at that. We're good at supporting Glendia. We're good at supporting Alex. And for some of us, if we're honest, we're living vicariously through them.
Other people. Which is true. Yeah.
So we're enjoying their success. But we don't have that same energy for the things that we need to do.
I mean, I need you in my house every day. I mean, this
Let
So,
me tell you
so
something
I was
right
about
now.
to say, let's just stick a pin in that for a second, right?
Go
Because
ahead.
we want to know more about how persons can be supported by your organization, even outside of this particular event. Because what I'm hearing is exactly what Alex said. I need you every day. So what
So
can be
in
done?
addition to this event, this is the only 1 year, I also do, once a year, sorry, I also do one-on-one coaching. And we sit down, and the first thing we have is a clarity call because I want to make sure that I'm the right fit for you.
Okay.
And we get into, if you're ready to do the work, we get into talking about what is it really that's holding you back? What is it that you're telling yourself that's stopping you from going forward? And then we create a plan and we work from there. And then I'm your accountability partner. And sometimes we have very uncomfortable conversations, but they're conversations that we have to have to make sure that you're on the right track. So I don't just do this once a year. I do this all the time on one-on-one, a personal basis to help you get to where you need to be.
I love that.
So
The
I
help
be-
is there.
So I'd be
The
watching
help
the
is there.
posts on the Instagram and the
Yeah,
Facebook.
yeah, yeah.
And I'd be messaging like, this just encouraged me today. If I'm feeling a little down, I go look for her page. What we got today? I needed that
Right.
just now.
Sometimes
It
you have
is-
to internalize it. I think, to Mrs. Gardiner's point, I think sometimes, just as she said, what we do is we set ourselves up for something that we see, we like, we might want to be a part of, we might want to do. And then consciously, we develop in our subconscious mind that we're never just good enough to do these things. We can't
Exactly.
move forward.
We Agreed.
So when you
don't.
come to the next opportunity, it's very easy to just tell yourself, oh, I can't do that.
Right.
And
I
you
can't
know,
do that.
we do it, and we let me say, we become very creative at doing it. There's something
Finding
that
a reason.
yeah, we find the reason. We find busy work. There's a thing that my girlfriend and I we talk about. We'll ask each other, "How was your day?" And I can be transparent and say, "Oh, I did some busy work." Busy work normally for us that means that I did something
Right.
that was good, but it wasn't the thing that I was supposed to be doing.
I got you.
But I'm able to tell myself, well, look at all that you did. Like you cleaned the house from top to bottom. Wow. But you know that you were really supposed to be working on this thing. So
Exactly.
then now we ask ourselves, why?
Yeah.
Why did I use busy work to avoid that?
Procrastination.
And it's because it was hard. I thought it was hard. I thought that maybe I wasn't equipped to do it. I was afraid. Okay.
Talk yourself
Let's
out
address-
of it with good
you
reasons.
talk yourself out of it.
Good
a lot of
or,
time.
or you talk yourself out of reaching for the ceiling when you really should reach for the sky. And so you settle. And so sometimes you see people, they're doing things, but it's not the exact thing. And the motivation behind that is because I didn't believe that I could do the exact thing. Those are the things that we're looking at, we're talking about, we're going through this workbook, we're talking about, your current goals, your mindsets, doing the work, purposeful goals. I created something called HEART, not just smart goals, but heart goals, right? Does it align with my purpose? And all of these things we're going to be talking about. So November 8th and 9th is not just your regular motivation. It is for every woman out there who is ready to do the work to move forward. Because as I said, it doesn't happen until you work. For as many inspiring people as we can have who can speak to us and we feel wonderful and motivated, we have to make a decision to do the work if we want to see it get done. And that is what the Unstoppable Weekend is about, November 8th and 9th. If you are interested, you can register at HeySis, HEYSIS empowerment.com. The lunch, like I said, is only for 50 women.
So seats are limited.
Seats are limited.
And they're probably almost gone by now,
And
because
honestly,
I know the
seats are
advertisements have
almost
been out.
gone. Are almost gone for that.
The lunch is on Saturday.
The lunch is on Saturday at
Workers'
noon
House.
at Workers' House.
The National Workers Complex.
Yes.
Yes. And then on Sunday, at what time?
At Sunday is at 4 o'clock p.m.
4
I'm
p.m.
giving you enough time to go to service,
Go to church, go home, cook.
go home, have a meal,
Just spend time with your family.
spend time with your. I'm trying to remove
Catch a
as
nap,
many
all of that.
excuses as
Of
possible.
all the no's. Of all the whys, we can't.
And then
Come
4
out at 4
o'clock,
o'clock.
Making sure we do the work.
All right.
making sure that we do the
And
work.
Ocean's Blue is
Fantastic.
Ocean Reef Resort.
Yes.
Yes, that's
Perfect.
just across from Cove House.
Yes.
On Royal Palm, on Bahama
If
Reef
you're
Boulevard.
not sure, Alex will go
Google it.
ahead
Yeah, just
and
Google
send
it.
you the
I'm
directions.
Yes.
removing the nose.
Yes.
You're removing the
I'm
nose.
removing the nose, all the hurdles,
Yes.
all the reasons. I'm telling
just
myself.
Before we wrap up, I just want to thank, of course, my sponsors and some of my speakers. I have speakers on Saturday. Like I said, we did change the format up a little bit. So on Saturday, we have Anjanette Saint, and she's going to be talking about AI and how you can create more time with AI, demystifying AI, because some of us are still a little bit intimidated. We have Lakeisha Johnson, and she is going to be speaking about branding, not just professionally. How are you showing up in your personal life as well, right? And being authentic. We have the grateful guru, Natasha Tatum, gratitude.
Okay.
Gratitude is it. And then we also have Sabrina Brown, who's going to be talking about walking in purpose. And
Love that.
thank you to all of my sponsors, the Grand Bahama Port Authority, Imagine Graphics. We have Guardian Talk Radio, Bahamas Development Bank, Fidelity, all have come on board, and so I just want to say a huge thank you. Hopefully I didn't miss out anyone. If I did, please forgive me. Let me check my notes, because people do take this
You know,
thing
when you start,
personally.
when you start calling
Yes.
names and you forget
How
people,
could I forget?
that's an
And
issue.
Express Food Mart. It is a good thing I looked. So I wanted to say thank you to all of my sponsors. Ladies, I am making a clarion call. If anything that we've said today resonates with you, we would love to see you at Unstoppable Weekend.
It's 2 days during the course of the weekend. You can get the lunch. Seats are limited. Make sure you do that today so that you can get in there.
HeySisEmpowerment.com.
And also, you want to make sure that you are registering for the November 9th event, which is going to be happening at Ocean Reef Yacht Club. Thank you so very much
you.
for
Thank
joining
you.
us
Always a
again.
pleasure.
And of course, we want to thank all of our guests for being with us today. We had a wonderful day today, and I know I'm rushing just a little bit, but it's so much going on.
It
and
is.
It's just a lot happening in the city of Freeport. I hope you can feel the energy, even talking with Hey Sis Empowerment. Lots going on within the city of Freeport. You have no excuse not to be a part of everything that's happening, or something that's happening. So we want to invite you to come out and support all of the events. Of course, don't forget the Conkman, the Grand Bahama Conkman that's happening, triathlon, this coming Saturday.
That's right.
Even if you're not participating, make sure you come out and support all of the Bahamians and the guests to the island that are taking advantage of that particular event. And the Grand Bahama Children's Home event coming up November 15th. Make sure to get your tickets so that you can support our children here within the city of Freeport. Alex, great show today.
As always, fantastic, and happy to have you guys with us.
Absolutely. So, thank you for inviting us into your offices, your businesses, and your homes. Grand Bahama's best talk show, Focus Forward, is always here for you. I'm Glendia Sweeting.
And I'm Alex Thompson.
And we will see you guys next time as we continue to inform you on the positive things that happen when you focus forward.
You've been listening to Focus Forward, sponsored by Invest Grand Bahama. Like us on Facebook at Invest Grand Bahama Small Business Bureau to stay updated. And drop a business card at the Grand Bahama Port Authority receptionist desk to have your business featured on our show. Tune in next Thursday,
Same time,
same place,
for Focus Forward.